What's up guys, my name's Dychronic here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about how to rank up very fast in Destiny, get a lot of power, and get to 600 power as fast as possible. In this video, I hope to show you all the potential ways of getting powerful gear in the post-Forsaken update, as well as perhaps dissuade a lot of the rumors about not getting gear, doing campaign, not doing campaign that are out there. As well as the fact that this applies to pretty much any DLC. If you don't have any of the DLC, the same ideas apply, it's just you won't have all the opportunities for all of the powerful engrams, but the ideas are pretty much the same. That being said, going as fast as you can to grind out all the content as fast as possible, obviously you're going to end up without any content when you get there, so please power level at your own risk. So in this video, obviously I wanted to dispel a bunch of rumors about campaign, what you do and you do not have to do. I wanted to list off all the possibilities of powerful gear, including the dailies, including weeklies, disparagement between challenges and not challenges, vendor challenges, a whole bunch of stuff in this video. I'm going to try to go through it quickly, and of course if you do have questions about these things, let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, this is going to be a long one, so you're definitely going to need a healthy dose of puppers. So here you go, we got some adorable puppies. Make sure you soak it in because this is going to be a long time. I'm going to be listing off a huge amount of things because there are 28 unique sources of powerful gear, and there are 36 possible engrams that you can get that are powerful per week without exotic engrams. So this is going to be a very long read. With that being said, let's go ahead and get in it and start with dispelling a bunch of rumors. Firstly, I recommend just finish the campaign. Whatever you're doing, get through the Forsaken campaign, get to level 50, get to the soft cap. Do not worry about much else than that. There's a lot of people who say level up to 50 first so that when you do finish the campaign, you'll get a powerful gear. This is not true. Bastion Dynasty will drop at 500 at the cap. That will not give you a powerful reward. So honestly, don't even worry about this video until you get to that point. And if you're wondering how to level up fast, public event is going to be your best, fastest XP you could possibly get. Another thing people say is get to Dreaming City as soon as possible. I honestly don't recommend this. Technically, getting to Dreaming City gives you the opportunity to play the raid when it comes out, and gives you the opportunity to get 3 more powerful engrams on top of the engrams you have, but it is going to be extremely difficult. So honestly, don't even worry about it until you've exhausted all the opportunities that you have currently for powerful gear. And if you want to know how to get to the Dreaming City, I do have a video on my channel. You can check that out and see how to get there. Another thing people were talking about is doing the Leviathan raid for powerful gear. This is not correct. We did a Leviathan raid and got capped at 380 gear even though we were at 500. So the Leviathan raid is out the window when it comes to powerful gear more than 380. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the basics. No matter what amount of DLCs you have, if you have no DLCs at all and your maximum is level 20 and 300 light, or if you have all the DLCs and you get all the way to 600, the general premise behind power leveling is going to be the same. The first thing you gotta do is reach the level caps, or make it to level 20 or level 50, whichever the maximum is. That is gonna be the first thing you're gonna need to do so that you can equip all the armor that you can. Then you're going to need to get to the soft cap. The soft cap is the limit for the random blues and legendaries that drop in the wild that will help your gear score. So you'll notice at some point you'll stop getting gear in the wild that will help your power score. This is going to be your soft cap. For Forsaken people, that's going to be 500 power. After you get a certain ways past that particular point, like 10 or 20 levels above, those random blues and legendaries in the wild will start to drag behind you. So technically the soft cap raises after you get a distance past it, but that soft cap is still going to apply, and at that point you're going to need powerful gear. And in this video I'm going to be describing all the possibilities for powerful gear. Again, there is 28 unique possibilities for powerful gear, and you can get up to 36 plus powerful gears per week. The plus is because exotic engrams are always powerful, and those obviously can be stacked on top of the 36. So without further ado, let's get started with the dailies. There are 4 distinct dailies that rotate every 4 days on top of each other. So there's going to be the Strike daily, followed by the Gambit, followed by the Crucible, followed by the Adventure. Now these are going to be rotating every 4 days in that exact order, the same way every time. So the first daily on the first day of Forsaken was the Strike daily. In my weekly resets, hopefully I'll be able to tell you what the current daily is, and then of course you can do the math from that point on. Something really nice in this game is that you will retain all 4 of those dailies if you haven't played in a while, up to those 4 unique dailies. So if you haven't played in 4 days, you'll have all 4 of those dailies waiting for you to complete them. But if you haven't played in 10 days, you'll still have those 4 dailies. And on top of that, there are other dailies, including the Prime Engram. After a certain point, after you get level 50, the Cryptarch will be like, hey, here's a Prime Engram. You can get 1 Prime Engram per day. It's going to be a random legendary engram that drops, and you can get literally a powerful reward from it. So make sure you play a lot every day, and you should get a Prime Engram to be able to level up. And of course, you can do this once a day, up to 7 per week. Perhaps even 8, actually. I think the first day it gives you an extra one. And the last thing you can do daily is going to be exotic engrams. If you find an exotic drops in the wild that's not part of the Trickster bounty, it's going to be a powerful gear. I have only been lucky enough to get 1 exotic, and it turned into a Lunafaction boots. It was powerful, it did help my gear score, but I did not like the fact that I didn't get anything new. Exotics in Forsaken are very, very rare. They're much more rare than they used to be, and it is going to take you a long time. So this is definitely not a dependable source, but it is definitely something useful. And the very last source of powerful gear is going to be your Valor, Gambit, and of course, Glory ranks. If you start getting major milestones in those particular ranks, they will drop powerful rewards. Now this, again, you have to do a significant amount of grinding, and are not something consistent that you can do every week very quickly. So it's not something I'm going to be focusing on, but technically every major milestone, I think every time you get one of those 6 major levels, you should get powerful gear. I do know once you reset, you get a big bunch of powerful gear, or at least that's the way it worked in Warmind. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the weekly. Something I wanted to say before I moved on is going to be the disparagement between challenge, weekly, daily, and vendors. So the dailies are marked by a 4-pointed star. The weeklies are marked by a 6-pointed star. If you see a weekly that's blue, that's going to be a vendor bounty. You can only see them from their particular map. When you highlight, for example, Hawthorne, that's going to be a blue 6-pointed star. And lastly, challenges. The place where the old milestones used to be, those are going to be challenges. So for example, if you go to these strikes, you'll be able to highlight the thing. It'll say complete 3 strikes, and that will be a challenge. I believe the dailies are also challenge. So if you're looking for something that is considered a challenge for a particular bounty or a quest or a triumph, the challenges are going to be the ones that say challenge when you highlight them in the director. Pretty much all of them in the director are challenges. Now this is something that confused me for a very long time, which is why I wanted to stress that fact to you. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started with all the weeklies. First up, you're going to have your 2 Nightfalls, getting the Nightfall done, and then the Nightfall with 100,000 score. The 100,000 score is the one I have not done this week, and you probably should wait until you get 540 so you can have disadvantages and handicaps to be able to reach that. In the future, I'll make high scoring videos for you. Next up, we have the Heroic Stories, complete 3 of those. Next up, we have the Strike, complete 3 of those with the same super type as somebody else in your team, which is a silly requirement. Next up, in PvP, you have to do 5 PvP matches in any of those game modes with the star attached to them, pretty much all of them but the private matches. Next up, you have 3 Gambit matches. Next up, you have the Flashpoint and the Heroic Adventure tied to the Flashpoint. I will say this with a kind of asterisk on this one. It's a bit weird because the first day I saw Heroic Adventure, even though that the current daily was the Strike. So I think there's always going to be an adventure tied to the Flashpoint, because that's what they said was going to happen. But of course, on the 4th day of Forsaken, we got another Heroic daily, but not a second one on my second characters who never did the first one. So this one's a bit confusing. Perhaps it's tied to the Heroic Adventure dailies, but I also think that it's probably tied to the Flashpoint as well. So again, there's 2. One for the Flashpoint and one for the Heroic that's tied to the Flashpoint. Next up, we have Ikora's bounties. Complete 20 any bounties you want. Spider's bounties, Vanguard bounties while doing the strikes, Crucible while doing the Crucible, Gambit while doing the Gambit. Any bounties you want, complete 20 of them. This should be happening pretty much as you're doing everything else. Next up, Hawthorne's Clan XP. This has been a bit changed since the last one. You can't just complete random encounters to get XP. You have to do her bounties. So go to Hawthorne, you'll see that she has 3 dailies, and once you get to level 50, she'll have 3 weeklies. In my opinion, the weeklies are not worth your time. You have to always go with your clanmates, and unless you play with your clanmates religiously, some of these can be quite inconvenient. So honestly, just log on every day and complete the dailies, focus on them. It should not take that long. Next up is going to be Spider's highest bounty. So that big spider fat fallen dude has a bounty, which is called Blood Cleaver this week, that gives you a powerful engram. This mission is actually quite hard. I recommend you have teammates for this one. The mechanic is weird, it's 540, it's somewhat difficult. It will give you a powerful reward. Next up is going to be 2 exotic quests. These are going to be the exotic quests we do know of. Both of these exotics, the Chaperone and the Ace of Spades, will give you a powerful reward when you complete them. Next up, let's talk about the 5 legendary quest pursuits. Now, these are going to be the ones that are given by the vendors once you hit level 50 and you finish the campaign. This is going to include wearing a full set of Crucible armor and playing the Crucible, wearing a full set of Vanguard armor, playing a Strike, wearing a full set of Gambit armor, and playing a Gambit. And on top of that, there's going to be one for completing the 4 lost sectors in the Tangled Shore, and the last one is going to be doing the challenges. I think it says doing 3 weekly challenges. Again, now that you know what challenges are, that one should be pretty simple. And again, these 5 are just gotten from the vendors after you get level 50 and you finish the campaign. You'll see them as like a purple item in your pursuits with a crown on them. Moving on to the last ones, it's going to be the Dreaming City ones. All of them linked to Petrovenge. There's going to be 3 opportunities for this. First one is going to be her Ascendant Challenge. If you do not know how to do that, look it up. It's somewhat complicated, the Ascendant Challenge. Second one is going to be completing 8 dailies from her, so just grab her dailies and complete them. This area is going to be somewhat difficult, so make sure you go with a team. It makes it a lot easier. And then finally, completing her 3 times weeklies. She's going to have 3 weeklies to do. You have to do all 3 of them. I think one of them is the Ascendant Challenge, but I could be wrong. Just complete 3 of those, and again, you'll be able to complete her Vendor Challenge. And that's it. That is all the powerful gear that I do know of right now. There may be something I missed. For example, if getting Redrix's Broadsword gives you powerful gear, let me know. I may have missed it. If there's something else that gives you powerful gear, also let me know. I do know that the raid, when it does come out, will give you powerful gear. Maybe 5 potential powerful gears. Maybe 5 times 2 if they do an armor plus a weapon every time. Maybe the prestige mode will give you extra. I don't know. But at this point, right now, that is all of the ones that I do know about. Anyways, that's the video for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy. Hopefully it didn't take you too long. Hopefully the list on screen was useful, and hopefully you learned something. There's always something that I learn every day I play Destiny of going, oh, really? That's a powerful gear opportunity? I really gotta go do that. And I gotta say, this game has actually been pretty good. There's a lot of opportunities to do a lot of different things to get powerful gear every week, and I'm excited to do those every week because it's just so many different things. Anyways, that's the video. If you liked it, please leave a like down below. It really helps me out, and it helps everybody else out there getting powerful gear so they can do the raid with you. And if you want to see more, subscribe. I do lots of Destiny 2 content, from news to resets to top 5s. Man, I'm famous for my top 5 PvP weapons and PvE weapons. I update the meta every 2 months or so that you know exactly what's going on, what the best thing is. A lot of people, for some reason, they say, hey, these are the best weapons right when the DLC comes out, and then they forget about it, and then they're playing for like 4 months without an update. And in this channel, I update you. But anyways, that's the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name's Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.